The way they got teleported into the auction, bro, this fight scene was amazing. Kagurabachi, I hope they animate it right because the choreographed fight scene in the manga just goes so hard. Like, I'm watching every panel like, oh, damn. And this chapter just tops the cake. The Shinichi should be banned. It should be thrown away because it's too OP to even be wielded by anyone. The beginning of this chapter, Tofumi was asking Hayuki if she was really planning on killing Chihiro, and she says yes. And Tofuki's very surprised about this because she knows that Chihiro would never raise the blade against her, but she's willing to kill him. But she knows that Chihiro won't give up the enchanted blade, and that's the only way to get the enchanted blade off him is ended him. And the only reason why she's helping him now is to help that boy save his big sister. Now we're back at the auction. We can see the projection starting to lose quality. One of the agents for the Kumunabi noticed that he's losing his grip of his powers. And the guy seems super worried because he knows the true power of the Shinichi because most of the youngsters haven't even seen war. So I can't even imagine Shinichi in his heyday. Like, bro, what? It was probably putting up numbers like Vlad the Impaler. Finally, the projection goes away and the audience can't see what's happening in the storehouse anymore. As the Kunabi is worrying about everything slipping out of their hands because they were planning on buying the Inten and the Shinichi, but it looks like the bad guys might win. Then we see a panel of the Shinichi holder in his like cell. As we're back in the storehouse, Chihiro, Hayuki are rushing to Kiora and they need to stop it now because the storehouse is being very unstable right now. Kiora's on his last leg. It looks like they're about to deal the final blow. We can see all these debris piling together like they're about to smash in together. Then all we see is a panel of the auction stand as everyone in the crowd is asking what happened. Then we see Hakuri. It looks like he might be teleporting something to the stage. And then this was where we get this panel. Oh my god. Kiora, Chihiro, Hayuki all show up on top of the auction. Mid-blow, Kiora activated his centipede attack and it blows both of them away. Like, oh my god. It doesn't look like he's gonna last any longer. But Chihito's wondering how he got teleported to the auction, even though Hakuri never activated his ability. And they're not registered in the storehouse, so Kiora couldn't move them either. So he came to the conclusion that Shinichi is making the storehouse so unstable that it pushed him out of it. You can see Kiora holding onto Shinichi as there's like vines growing around his hands. As we see that sinkhole ability that he had later where this garden appears from the pool of darkness. This garden spreads around the whole auction as it's killing all these mafia members upon touch. As we see the sword wielder of the Shinichi and Kiora saying, "Get out of my head." We can see him taking over slowly. But now that Kiora's outside of the storehouse, they don't want to kill him because there's still people trapped in the storehouse. And if that happens, they lose access to get to the storehouse. The storehouse is crumbling. The cages are falling. But the only way that Hakuri could able to take them out is infusing their spiritual pressure to them so he's able to locate it and get them out of there. Shiba doesn't want them to risk it because they know that if Kiora only has so many minutes left that if they get trapped there, they're gonna be trapped forever. Hayuki doesn't care. She just thinks about that little boy and saving his sister. We see that his sister is falling down. Her cage has fully crumbled. As we see a panel of Chihiro talking about saving innocent people. After getting sent to the crowd in the auction, Chihiro starts getting rushed by all these mafia members. As Shiba pleads Chihiro to stop because he's at his limit. He believes both of them will die if they continue. But you know my boy Chihiro don't care. All you hear is every last one. With this determined look on his face. Like he's ready to slide on anyone, even Thanos. The sister is finally falling as we see her reach out and we see this transporting thing right in front of her as Chihiro appears grabbing onto her hand, saving her. Boy, this was so hyped. The last panel was Hakuri coughing up blood, telling him to hurry up because man, he's really at his limit. What a